Actually used to play most of my RPGs with no audio. I'm not sure about the rest of you, but it's just something I'm used to. Generally multitask. Like, obviously today's multitask is stream/game, but even when I'm playing World of Warcraft, for example, most often I'm watching TV or a movie while I play. So, the goal of today, to see if this experiment works, is going to be for me to get up to the wind crystal. At that point I'll have to wait till Monday and tweet to the yoga bot to get my job. So, yeah, we'll just see if the streaming works. See if anybody's interested in it. Still getting used to the concept of streaming games. I do have friends who watch more than they play. So, maybe they'll get into this. Still waiting for the intro stuff, so doesn't overly matter. That's not too bad, actually. Like I say, kind of surprised that it's just like 14 seconds behind. It's funny because it's actually blurring my webcam to reduce the upload quality. It's blurring the webcam more than it's blurring the game. So, I'm okay with that. Realistically, I don't know why you guys would want to see my ugly mug anyway. According to my friend, it's working. Which is kind of cool. Deep impact. Unfortunately, we don't have Morgan Freeman to save us. Ah yes, the responsible chocobo checking out the fire. Unfortunately, you'd never get to meet Smokey the Bear. Only you can prevent forest fires. Wait here, chocobo. I will go on foot. Because reasons. Oh no! Hey, you one-hit goblins, put down my friend. One hit, you're dead. Oh no, you hit me for 4 hit points. That's nearly 10% of my hit point total. And now you die. So you guys can apparently hear my girlfriend on Skype in the background, which is cool. My name? I am the only nameable character in the game. Now, I think Cleedrack is going to be too long. Yeah. So we'll just go with Cleed. Oh, we'll go with Cleed? And apparently start is not start. That's cool. So LNR, LNR. Oh. Okay, well there's... That's interesting. So my perfectly legal emulator, which I'm using that is perfectly legal. Actually, I do own this game on Game Boy Advance. I don't own the hardware to record it from the Game Boy Advance. Call me Cleed? People are gonna sound confused for the rest of the game. Cleed guesses it's a meteorite? She is so thankful. I wish you could do something more to show your appreciation as well. Question marks mean they're confused. It came from in the direction of plot. The Wind Shrine? So exciting. Yeah, the beginning of this game is actually really, really slow, I guess is the right word. Like, pace-wise, for a multi-hour RPG, like, I think the speedrun set is at, like, 4 hours. Considering those bastards do Mario in, like, under a minute nowadays, I don't fucking know. 4 hours for a speedrun is pretty long. So, hey, let's go the only direction we can. No, for multi-hour RPG, it starts off really slow and then picks up speed. It is a good RPG because it does not involve a lot of grinding. You really don't have to. There will be times. Sorry. There will be times in the game where you might want to stop and pick up a few levels of experience, and a lot more of the game you'll just kind of take on whatever's in front of you. I've actually found that I more often need to stop to farm up money for something I need, as opposed to stopping Cleed Candela, as opposed to stopping to level up my dudes, which is good. I always think that that's a good thing in RPG design. I remember Back in the NES days, which betrays how old I am, but whatever. Um, I used to be a big fan of Final Fantasy, and I had friends who were a big fan of the Dragon Warrior series. And the first Dragon Warrior game was so grindy that if I turned on a cheat that allowed me, I think it was like, the cheat said something like basically 1 XP to level up all the way through. So it changed the XP grid to you just needing 1 XP more than the last level to level up. And you'd literally level up 3 times. Like, you'd fight 3 things, and you were pretty much max level for the game. And I beat the entire game in about 20 minutes. Like, just running the map, one end to the other, grabbing gear. Not even grabbing gear. Like, I beat the end boss with, I think, the second sword in the game. Because I just had so much stats from levels, it didn't matter. But just doing that was like 20 minutes. So the game was 20 minutes. And people often reported Dragon Warrior as taking them, like 20, 30 hours. So the fact that you compress the game that much by removing the leveling up element, you can see that they obviously put quite a bit of grindiness into the game. Like, that had to be intentional, right? If running around the game took me 5 hours, and most people reported 30, that would make more sense. But 20 minutes, that means that most people are going to stop for like an hour on end and fight. It's boring. I like a game with better pace. Like, on occasion, grinding is okay for like 5 minutes. It's the same reason I don't do as much Pokemon as a lot of my friends, actually. I beat the Elite Four, and I think that took me, in X, it took me more grinding than I was willing to do. So, say Libby. Ah, the Chocobo's happy too. Why am I yawning? Like, really? Oh well. Now we get to a cave and we lose Boko, which sucks. Best character in the game, gone. Who's my favorite one? They also never explain why this cave that has never been there before to the pirates layout. Like, how did the pirates get in there before? Was it pretty much if you didn't have a boat, you were screwed? I can see that happening. Alright, Luke starts with no weapon. Awesome. He's going to be doing no damage till we can get him, well, unless I roll into Monk, in which case it won't matter. But at some point before Monk, for our first job, I should say, oh no, 2 damage. This is a recovery spring. You drowned in it. Feel better. That's not Deus Ex Machina. I like how none of the characters ever think of like, hey, we should put some of this in a bottle. Seems like a good idea. You guys want to carry this stuff around in a bottle? No, we'll just buy expensive potions. I guess, in some respects, if you were allowed to just bottle it. Well, I guess that's like, I don't know, it's kind of like Zelda. Like, I've been replaying Ocarina of Time lately, which I never really gave a fair shot when it was new. But, oh yeah, I forgot I can walk fast. But I've been replaying Ocarina of Time, and it amazes me the mechanics that would never work in any other game. Like, in one other game is it like, oh, I cracked a pot, and not only did I find health, but I found a fairy that would take me to full health, except I'm going to put it in a bottle, and it'll work automatically on death. Like, such an item in most other RPGs would just be completely overpowered. Hey, we see the pirate at the other door. So obviously there must have been some other way in here, right? Like, the Pirate's Cove has an entrance with like a secret door with a skull button to open it because, you know, aha, so that's how we get in. Thank goodness they showed us that. Well, I guess, yeah, first time it would have actually been. Let's move. No, keep you there. So, I haven't really talked about, well, I've talked about this quite a bit, but the reason I wanted to do this, I do like Final Fantasy as a series. I think it's really fun. But the idea that these guys have already this year raised something like $5,000 for Child's Play, it's ridiculous. I'll try and help them raise more. Maybe get a reroll or two. I don't. Originally, if I had had a job right now, well, I probably wouldn't be streaming if I had a job, but oh well. If I had had a job, I probably would have paid them $30 to get Freelancer, because that would be pretty cool. Freelancer in this game is the default option. Like, all my characters are Freelancer right now, which is why as soon as I get the first crystal and get access to the first batch of jobs I'm supposed to tweet, and all my characters should immediately change that job. Now, freelancers don't really do anything on their own. Like, if you leave a character freelancer the whole game, they're not that great. But the trick is, at the end of the game, if you were playing a normal run, what you'd want to do is level up different jobs with different characters. And once a character has mastered a job, they get access to most of the other stuff in any other job. So normally it's like, oh, well, I mastered Black Mage, and then I'm going to change to be a White Mage, and I'll still have access to all my Black Magic. So I can do Black Magic and White Magic, and I'm awesome. And at the end of the game, if you've mastered like 4 or 5 jobs, you become Freelancer, and you kind of gain all the passive benefits of all of them, which gets a little ludicrous, and you get to pick 2 actives, which gets even more ludicrous. Five minutes in, plot twist. Princess of Tycoon. Holy crap. Also, they play around with the idea that Ferris supposedly is passing as male, which I suspect worked originally better in the Super NES version, where they didn't have the portrait there, because look at that. That's obviously a feminine face. She's wearing earrings, which, well, not uncommon for even male pirates. She's just got really feminine features. And the reason for that is in the Game Boy Advance re-release, / iOS, Android, everything else that's come out for since then that does the portrait, the speech bubble for main characters. I suspect they just didn't want to go through the hassle of designing 2 portraits for Ferris, because that would confuse the player. Well, pretty much just for the first one. But it would confuse the player a little bit. It wouldn't be very... Like, it's a pretty obvious plot twist. I think they do, like... The crazy thing is, they set up, like, 4 or 5 different events for you to learn the secret that Ferris is female. And they don't really... I mean, I'm not sure how this game was programmed, but they don't really realize that if you know what you're doing and hit all of them, it seems weird that the main character forgets multiple times that Ferris is female. It's just awkward. Apparently, I am echoing. Which, because I don't have any audio stream in my room, like, I'm not hearing my own voice other than out of my head, I'm going to assume it's just the walls in here. So, I apologize for echoing, but there's not much I can do about it. Shiny Bandit. Oh my goodness, the pirates are all surprised. But Captain, we are pirates. Evidently this captain has such insane loyalty for her crew that when she says something that seems out of character and course, her entire crew, instead of declaring a mutiny, just seems slightly surprised. We tied our ship to a dragon because reasons. There's a lot of interesting ideas in this game. The writing is very intriguing, I think. They come up with some interesting ideas. Like, some of them are... The whole Gloof amnesia thing gets old after a while. The Ferris gender identity thing. After a while, it's pretty obvious that, like, oh, well, there have been 3 times now where people seem surprised that you have tits. What up with that? Why, yes, minion. Glad you're happy. So as I said, today I'm just playing 2 Wing Crystal. Pretty straightforward. I can't go any further until Monday. Until I can get my random job, but Princess Letta, everybody's excited. The wind stopped and now there's monsters. And instead of us doing anything, we're going to sit here and wait for somebody else to show up, like a little girl. That's our plan. Luckily, we're the main characters, so plot armor. And liberal use of potions. Not. Am I down any hit points? Nope. There is a healing thing down there. Totally don't need it. Keep forgetting about the move faster button, and the analog on here is not handling as well as I'd like. Holy cow, I have a tent. Wonder if there's a save point in the next room. You guys are all going to be shocked to the same point that I true. Holy cow, it's the same point. We're all shocked. You know what? I'll throw away. I didn't, but I kind of did. Like, there was a treasure the other way, which would have been more advantageous to hit. I like save the goblin for Galoof because he's hitting like nothing. And then I realized it's a black goblin, which seems slightly racist that the black goblin is tougher than the regular goblin. But some of this game's maps really weren't well designed. Oh, more leather caps, I tell ya. There we go. Preemptive strike on a white serpent. That's what we in the biz call free XP. Whole 5 of it. Ooh, critical hits. 2 criticals. Holy cow. Galoof, you earned that level, buddy. Victory. I think there was... Nope, apparently not. Should be noted, I am not good at this game. Like, not... I am not the person to be... Like, if you're watching me to see how to do it well, we're on stream, buddy. There's actually a Twitch stream today, 2 speed gamers doing it head-to-head. So the trick with the first boss of pretty much all of the Final Fantasies is he's going to do an animation change here right away. Oh, apparently nobody wants to hit me again. Alright. I want to be careful of the animation change. It's going to change from having his wings open to his wings closed. Like that. Which means he's going to counterattack. So instead, we're just going to potion up. Use all 3 of my potions. And defend. Until he decides not to be in auto counterattack mode. There we go. And I'll use him with another breath wing, because that seems like a thing to do. And he's dead. Oh no, is the crystal shattered? And story. always wondered, like, we basically have the two chicks in the party right now, are the daughters of the King of Wind, right? And instead, the nobody, the guy who means so little to the story you get to name him, gets the wind crystal essence. Just, why not? And King Tycoon shows up and talks for a while. He does amazing work for a dead man. Hey, we're the Light Warriors. That's never happened in every Final Fantasy game ever. So, those are the 6 options I have. Normally, you could set up any party you want. If you want to play through this game for your first time, and I do recommend it, it's an amazingly fun game. The story is pretty good, got a lot of innovation in it. You can literally build your own party. For the 4-job Fiesta, because it's for charity and things, you tweet in, like Monday I'm going to tweet in, hit the wind crystal, it'll random me a job. If I don't like it, I can donate more money to charity to change it or get a reroll. And that's really neat too. So I'm going to be doing the 4-job Fiesta. If you click, I guess you can't click the link. I'm not sure how the overlay thing works. Literally drew that up in Photoshop after about 10 minutes of research. The top link is from my Twitter account because this thing involves Twitter. The bottom link goes to the page on the 4-job Fiesta where you can track me. I'll even have the stream link there as well eventually. So yeah, if you are bored and interested in watching me tell really bad jokes and swearing a lot while playing Final Fantasy, by all means join me on Monday. Guess I have to, oh wait, there's a teleport behind. By all means join me on Monday when I start my run at the 4-job Fiesta. I'm not going to be like a speedrunner, probably won't get a chapter today. Might take me 2 or 3 days. But I will try and stream it, I think, because that's what people do nowadays, and no clean explanation. Thanks, Chirpo. So yeah, I'm going to try and stream this, see how that works. In the meantime, I don't say me.